Well, just this morning, the National Taxpayers Union released its annual tax complexity study. It measures the time and money Americans spend just to file their taxes and pulling their hair out. All right, so the average tax filer now faces $290 in out-of-pocket costs. They spend 13 hours or more preparing a return. Business filers spend nearly 3 times that much. I wish I could get away with that a little bit. One thing's clear, it's time for Congress to act and lock in key provisions of the 2017 Trump tax cuts. Here with me to discuss this study further is the president of the National Taxpayers Union, Pete Sepp. Pete, nice to see you again. All right, so people, look, it is the most unpleasant time of the year. We've got, what is it, Tuesday? We got to get it all done, wrapped up, sent in, yes. Bow on top. People hate this. People hate doing taxes because it's so complicated and time-consuming and just unpleasant, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. And when you think of all the technological advances we have had over the past, say, 20 years even, it's incredible that we still spend collectively more than 7 billion hours complying with the federal income tax system for businesses and individuals alone. That doesn't count state taxes. That doesn't count other types of federal taxes. That's only the income tax on individuals and businesses. And yet the IRS just seems absolutely indifferent to it all when you consider the fact they continue to tout this notion that, hey, we have a very efficient tax system in this country. The IRS's budget is really small compared to the trillions of dollars it collects. Well, that's because we're really collecting on ourselves. We're the ones who have to file all of the paperwork, who have to keep all the records, who have to learn about the laws. Right. For every dollar the IRS collects, we, the people, spend 20 cents out of pocket. That's an incredible burden.
Lord.
When we think about paying taxes, we need to think about filing.
Here's my question. Good Lord. Here's my question. I mean, a lot of people do the easy forms and so forth. I don't have that luxury. I have a couple of small businesses, nothing serious. But even a small business takes a lot of extra, if you got a deduction or a write-off or whatever you might have. Here's the question, Pete. This is going to win me a beer this weekend, so the pressure is on. How many pages are in the United States tax code?
How many pages? I can tell you how many words there are. 12 million.
Oh, my God. I mean, that's the thing.
Now,
it's
depending
so
on how you format the pages, what kind of book you buy, it could be 20,000 or more pages easily, but 12 million is the number of words. That's twice as many as we had in 1994. The only reason we had any break was, as you mentioned, passage of the 2017 tax relief law, because that expanded the standard deduction and got rid of the alternative minimum tax, other things that made it simpler for the average American to do their taxes. And still, we spend way too much time.
Pete, don't take this wrong, but I want you to retire. And here's what I mean by that. I want the IRS to go away. When I hear people say that, I go, oh, and I hear the birds singing and the trumpets playing. Oh, no more IRS? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't it just be simpler if we had a simpler approach to taxes? 12 million words. 12 million words, twice as many as there were when Bill Clinton was president. I don't even know how that's conceivable. It is insane. I'm going to give you the last word here, Pete, but there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, there does. When we get done with the work of extending the 2017 law and at least keeping this burden from worsening, we need to look at simplifying the law, a flat tax system like many states are going to, with a very simplified base of reporting your income, would shave billions of hours off that compliance burden. Even if we went to a straight consumption tax paid for our government at the cash register, it would be even better.
The things I dream of before I drift off to sleep. Thank you so much. Tax day is Tuesday, my friend. You've got until midnight if you haven't done it already, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure.